Next question comes from Bal Afri, Balafrrre. I don't know how to say his name. He says, congratulations, thanks a lot. What's your favorite game system of all time? I've answered this, PS2 or Super. Top 10 video games of all time and top 10 video games current gen. These questions are always really hard for me to answer. I really enjoy a lot of games. You know, there's just too much to list. You know, some games that I did enjoy, Vanquish was good, the Uncharted series was good, Ratchet and Clank, Jak and Daxter. Let's see, I actually did like Killzone 2, Final Fantasy X, 12, Klonoa, Super Mario, Sunshine, Super Smash Brothers, all the Sonic games, obviously. Mega Turrican was really good on the Super, or on the Genesis, rather. Link to the Past was great. There's just so many games. It's really hard to give a top 10, and I just really enjoy a lot of games for a lot of different reasons. So, I'm sorry that wasn't a definitive top 10 list. I just have a hard time making lists for that kind of stuff. Excuse me. Next comments come from Scratchmaster Web. He posted 2 comments. One is a general comment, one is the questions. He says, congratulations on 500 subs, great video. Tomb Raider Last Revelation isn't the first one. You should get Tomb Raider. I actually just got that, so thank you. He thinks it's the best one. And the Pikmin games are really good. The only downside with the first one is the time limit on the game. Pikmin 2 was better because they removed the limit. Keep the great work. I've heard that about Pikmin 2, and I do intend on picking it up to, you know, see which one I prefer. And again, thank you very much. On to his questions. Do you think Sega should make a new console? Yes. I would love to see a new console from Sega. What is your favorite current gen game? Out of the ones that I've completed, I actually really like Vanquish. I thought it was a great game, and I recommend it to everybody. I did enjoy the Uncharted series as well. If I could just have one console for a whole year, which would it be? Probably PS2. I could keep myself busy with PS2 forever. Will you be getting the new PS Vita? I intend to. I'd like for it to drop in price first. What is the rarest game you own? I think I've answered this before, probably Dragon Force. Which is your favorite Final Fantasy game? Out of the ones that I have completed, I liked 10 the best, but I'm working on 7, and I really enjoy that. And I also have several other Final Fantasy games in the backlog to play. Have you ever been to Nintendo World? He says he'd love to go there. I haven't actually. I've actually never been to New York, so I'd like to go there if I go to New York, though. What's your favorite TV series? I have several that I really enjoy watching. If I was forced to pick, I'd probably say House. I really like House. I also watch Law & Order SVU. Fringe is really good. Hoarders I really enjoy. Obsessed is good. And my guilty pleasure is probably What Not to Wear. I know I'm probably going to make a lot of you laugh about that. I don't know why I like that show so much, but I watch it if it's on. Let's see. What do you think? Oh no. Is there a console you don't own and really want? Yes, I'd really love a ColecoVision. I think that'd be awesome. I'd also really like a Sega Master System. And what do you think about the Wii U, and are you getting it? I think that it's very cool what they've done. I think they've crammed a lot of technology into one device, and I'm going to have to see software before I put down money for the hardware. That's the reason why I don't have a 3DS yet. You know, and that's, unfortunately, that's the reason why I don't have a 360 yet. I haven't seen enough unique hardware or software for me to put down the money for the hardware. So that tends to be my rule. I wait until there's games to buy, so I'll buy it when there's games. But I do intend to get it eventually, yes. So that was all the questions from Scratchmaster Web. Thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos and comment. Let's see, these next questions are from AceXDeuce90, and he says, what is your first system? First system that I bought myself would be the Dreamcast, but the first system that my family owned was the NES. If you had to pick one system to play for the rest of your life, what would it be? PS2, as I already mentioned. What game first blew you away? Super Mario 64. When we popped that sucker in and played that for the first time, I could not believe just how incredible the graphics looked. I was in awe forever about that. Yeah, and that's the first one. I also love Metal Gear Solid 4. That just blew my mind. What do you think makes a classic game? When a game does something that no other game before it has done, or it makes some advancement that no other game has gotten to, does something better than everything else before it. It's really hard for games nowadays for me to consider them classics. You know, I'd say you could consider the Uncharted games classics. Probably the first Resistance classic. You could also say Halo is classic, depending on if you are into that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's hard to say. Most classics have already been made. I don't think that stuff nowadays can be really considered that, because it's all very close to the same. How old was I when I started gaming? I had been around games all my life. I officially started gaming probably when I was 4 or 5. What are your hopes for the future? Realistically, like, life goals, probably, you know, graduate college, get a master's degree, and get a job in software development, and also move somewhere that I can actually keep my games and not cram them into my bedroom, and still keep collecting, obviously. Let's see. Where do you see the gaming community in 10 years? Unfortunately, I kind of see everything being digital distribution, and that really hurts. I hate digital distribution. I think it sucks. But unfortunately, I think that's where it's going to be. And I'm going to stay retro gamer forever. I'm not going to be buying digital games. I will buy games when they're hard copies, and I'll stop when they don't exist anymore, I guess. What is your favorite video game memory? I've already answered this in the first video. What is your favorite storyline in any video game? It's hard to say, but pretty much all the Final Fantasies have great storylines. Any RPG really has a good storyline. So from there, it's really hard to say. I would, if I was forced to guess, just off the top of my head, I'd say Final Fantasy X. I know it's really cliche, but I really enjoyed it. So that's everything from AceXDeuce90. So thank you very much for your comment. I really do appreciate it. Next questions are from Tao Son Yulam. I'm pretty sure I butchered your name. I'm sorry. He asks, what other hobbies do you have besides gaming, collecting, and Kinects? Playing Smash, I guess you can consider it a hobby. I also collect very limited. I collect some colognes. I also collect Rubik's Cubes, and yeah, besides that, I don't have a whole lot of time for hobbies. What is the very first game you remember playing as a kid? I don't know. I think it was probably Super Mario World. I first remember playing that, but I was terrible at that game because I was like 3. What is your major in school, and what do you want to do after college? My major is computer science. I'm getting a minor in mathematics. I'd like to do software development or maybe robotics. I think that'd be cool. Does anyone else in your family collect stuff? Yes. My dad collects games. Both my dad and I used to collect Hot Wheels. My dad collects tools, and my brother collects pop cans and pop bottles. My mom collects books, I guess. Yeah, my mom collects books. We all collect. My family is big on collecting, and my grandpa collects pens and books, and my other grandpa collects tools. So we, it's kind of in my blood. I don't have any hope. Let's see. How many hours in a day or week do you think you spend trying to collect stuff online and looking around at stores, etc.? Depends on the day. When I kind of get the bug to, I'll go out and I'll look in the stores, or I'll look on eBay, but I try not to spend more than an hour a day. You know, if I go out to the flea market, then that's several hours a day, but on average I probably spend less than an hour a day, because I don't really have time for it to obsess about it as much as I used to. What's your favorite food or drink? This is a good question. Drink, I would have to say it's Dr. Pepper, but I'm trying to lose weight right now, so I can't drink Dr. Pepper, which is kind of frustrating, but I'm making do with cherry Dr. Pepper. That doesn't really relate to this question. Favorite food? I don't know. I like hot sauce and I like pizza, I guess. I don't know. Probably pizza. I'm a guy. I love pizza. When I used to eat meat, I really enjoyed, my mom made this thing, it was lemon chicken with orzo, and it was really good. She put capers on top of it and made a lemon sauce, and then the orzo is like, it's like rice, but it's pasta. And she would cook that, and that was really good. And I don't eat meat anymore. I've actually never said it on my channel before, but I am a vegetarian. If you could live in any video game, what would it be and why? A video game where video game collecting is prevalent, I suppose, and I don't think that there's many games in that category. Let's see. Next comment is from ThisLocalBoy96793. He says, I don't have a question for you, but congrats on 500 subs. Keep up the good work. So thank you very much, man. I really do appreciate that. Okay, next questions come from Mill or Me Dylan. It's MII. It's hard to see on my laptop screen. He says, I've been watching pickups for a couple days. Sadly, I only sub now, but I was to make a question. What bankrupted or closed company, which made consoles before or attempted to, would you like to see giving it a go again in the future with a new console? First of all, thanks for checking out my channel. Thanks for finding it. Sorry, the camera's sideways. Manufacturer-wise, that is closed. I don't think any gaming manufacturer has actually closed. I just think they've stopped doing games in some capacity. I'd really like to see Sega make a new console. I think that'd be cool. So yeah, that was his one question, so thank you very much for your question. Next comments come from a good friend of mine, Pete Snastastic. I mention him all the time. Me and him are real good friends, and we talk a lot on YouTube, although I've been neglecting to reply to a message, and I apologize for that publicly. He has a couple questions. He says, 1, if the rumors are true next year, we will see the PlayStation Vita, Wii U, PS4, and a new Xbox. Which, if any, will you buy? I still need to get a Wii, and I still need to get a 3DS. If I can get the PS Vita for a good price, I'll buy that. I'm going to wait for the PS4 to come down in price, probably. I don't need it right away. And I don't even have a 360 yet, so probably not the next Xbox for quite some time. Which system is top of your list to get for your collection? Right now, I'm pretty actively pursuing a working Sega CD and a Sega Master System. I just am having a hard time putting down the money for it when I keep getting like deals on games. Third question is, what is your favorite game of this current generation? I've already answered this before, sort of, but probably Vanquish or the second Uncharted. And 4, which Game Boy model is your favorite? Model-wise, I really like the Advance and the Advance SP, and then I'll show you guys my favorite color. Give me one sec. It's this. It's my Extreme Green Game Boy Pocket. This is by far the best looking Game Boy in my opinion. So those are the questions from Pete. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate you commenting and asking some questions. Excuse me, my throat is getting really dry.